Good evening, everybody. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of June, 2018. Welcome to another episode of the Steem Radio Show, live on MSP Waves. So make sure to fasten up your steam belts and get ready for this steamy ride. As always, I am joined by Mr. Radio Voice himself, Mr. Main Event, and my name is Poetic Snake. Are you with me, Main?
I am with you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Poetic Snake. How are you doing?
Good evening, Main. I'm doing rather well. What about you?
I'm doing great. As you mentioned, it is the 13th of June, 2018. It is certainly great to have you all here with us tonight on MSPWaves Radio. This is the Steem Radio Show, as we like to call it. And again, my name is Main Event on the Steemit platform, and she goes by Poetic Snake.
Yes, that's me. Welcome, everybody. It's amazing to have you with us again. And it's going to be a nice show today, I think.
It is. We've got 3 potential guests here to join us on the show. So stick around. And what we do each and every week here on the Steem Radio Show is we chat with different members of the Steem community. We kind of get to know them a little better, find out where they're from in the world, and just how they found their way here in the first place, right?
Absolutely. And I always find that very interesting because I'm a nosy person and I like to know everything about people.
Yeah, well, it's just a lot of fun to learn all these different usernames and the kind of the people behind them, right? So there's all these different personalities on the Steem blockchain, and a lot of times we only see them maybe either in their content, like what they're posting, or we might see them chatting a bit in Discord or something like that, but we never really get to talk to them, like, with our voices and things. So it's a lot of fun to certainly bring them on the show, hear their voices, and kind of get to know them better.
Yeah, I really enjoy that. I have a thing for voices. I really like that. And, getting to hear people brings just another level to the experience you have on the platform. It's just like it makes it a little bit more personal, in my opinion.
Exactly. So again, this is the Steem Radio Show. You're listening on MSP Waves, which of course is part of the Ma1ne Support Project. You can find out more about the Ma1ne Support Project by visiting them on Steemit. It's just at Ma1ne Support. And this is a great community that you can check out if you're interested. You can hang out, you can learn, you can interact with other Steemians. And, of course, you can listen to MSPWaves Radio. You can also listen and see the full schedule of all the radio shows by visiting mspwaves.com. And I was just looking at it, actually, and there are a ton of shows on MSP Waves now. It's awesome. It's great to see.
Yeah, it's growing and growing, and I really enjoy that because it's all Steemians, and that makes it a little bit more special to me.
Well, and it's been around here for a while too. I mean, this radio station has, it's stuck it out here for the last year, and a lot of the shows that are here have been on almost this entire year too, which is awesome to see. And it's been fun to certainly be a part of it and to continue to see it grow. So again, check out the full schedule and learn more about MSP Waves by visiting mspwaves.com. So, Snekky, what's been happening with you lately? Anything you want to mention? You want to mention your curation project? Any updates with that?
I've been slithering around here and there, working on a podcast for You Got Snacked. It's going to be announced very soon, not sure when. Doing that together with the Bug IQ. Next to that, I have been curating a whole lot and having, really much fun doing so. I just really believe in manual curation projects. They need to grow. Not only my project, but every curation project needs to get more spotlight, I think, and that's what we are trying to do with You Could Snack, to put ourselves a little bit more in the light and see what we can do from there. And next to that, I'm just enjoying my stay on Steemit. I've been posting, I'm trying out new photography, macro and stuff. And yeah, I'm enjoying myself.
Have you noticed, I have that it seems like, obviously there's less people posting and things. I'm sure some people might be discouraged at the price or whatever. But I've noticed a lot of people though are still here, and there are a lot of new people still joining the platform. How's things been for you out there as a curator? Are you still seeing a lot of good content?
Yeah, I still see a lot of good content. When the price of Steam drops, it gets a little bit harder. That's just true. On the other hand, when the price of Steam gets really high, it also gets a little bit harder, because then people start to post more, and um, also the people who don't post nice stuff. So it's a tricky thing. But yeah, if I believe that if you look deep enough, you will always find some good stuff. And I have wonderful curators working for you, got Snack. You are one of them, and you guys seem to find good content as well. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it is interesting, to see, because it's almost like the people who are still here posting, content when the prices are lower are kind of the people who maybe are just more genuine and more active, in my opinion, too, because they're not kind of like what you'd call like fair weather fans, or they're not only here when the times are good, but they're here when the times aren't so good. um, and I
Yeah,
and I like that too. And I mean, that doesn't generalize everybody, of course. Everything on this show is just our opinions. We're just talking. But
yeah, true.
it is interesting to see though the fluctuations in the communities and all the things, based on the price of the actual Steam token. It is kind of interesting.
Yeah, it really is. I never stop posting. Sometimes I take a break, like 1 day or 2 days, and then I start posting again. The price doesn't affect me um, much, posting wise. So I just I really enjoy it when people just keep posting. It shows that that you have a heart for the platform and what you do, no matter what the price is.
I agree. All right, everybody. Well, again, this is the Resteem Radio Show. We're going to go ahead and play our little disclaimer here, Snekky. All right.
Yes, I will put my fingers in my ears. Thank you for the warning. You are listening to the Re-Steam Radio Show on MSP Waves. Everything you hear on this show is our opinion only and should not be taken as financial advice or advice of any kind. This show is strictly for entertainment purposes only. MSPWaves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show host or their guests. Statements or show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station. The material on the Resteam Radio Show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. Always do your own research.
That's right, Snekky.
Yes, always do your own research. Very, very important.
We always have to say it because it's the truth. This is just our opinions. We're here to learn about the Steem community. We want to kind of get to know the people out there creating the content, the people who are in all of these Discord communities, because there's so many of them now. It's crazy to see all the different Discord servers. But yeah, we welcome just about anybody here onto the show to tell us their Steem story. And we do have 3 Steemians tonight, don't we?
Yes, I do believe that we have 3. And oh yeah, on the Discords, I feel like I have started this Discord channel, addiction.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it was different like a year ago, when it was just kind of getting going on Discord. There wasn't a whole lot of them at the time, really, about a year ago. And then all of a sudden, everybody came to Discord, it seemed like, from the Steem community. So all of these little sub communities have exploded and been created now. And it's tough because there are only so many people, right? Too, because the communities are still relatively small, generally speaking, as far as the bigger internet. But it is cool to see that though, all the different sub communities for different topics, for different all kinds of stuff. I can't even list them all because there's so many different varieties.
Yeah, they're like these cute little mushrooms to me. That sounds maybe a little bit weird, but mushrooms they always pop up like pop 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 pop, and I like to join, and then I go crazy with all the sounds and stuffies and
Oh, all the
it's just.
Discord notifications, you mean?
Oh yes, and I am very guilty of using them as well. So yeah, I like it though. It makes me feel like it's growing, and there's so much places that you can go to and find your home, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and something I want to kind of mention too to anybody's out there listening, if you're active in a Discord community, try to mention it, I think, in your posts and things. I think because it seems like, there was a big group of people who all kind of got on Discord last year, like last summer and into the fall, and we've all been here now for a while, but I notice myself even, I find I don't remember to always invite new people into the Discords a lot because I'm so used to it. I'm just already in there kind of thing. And so it's just good to kind of remind people as you're seeing them out on the Steem blockchain, drop them a Discord link to say, hey, I'm in this community. You might really like that. And check it out and, give a couple of reasons why you like it and things. And that will help grow these communities too, all of them, because I think I see a lot of newer people trying to joining, but they don't really know why they're here sometimes in some of these different groups. I watch them join and they say hello and they get welcomed, and then it's like, okay, well, now what do I do? And so if you're in a Discord community, maybe just kind of put it out there. Maybe do some new posts. I haven't seen a lot of posts lately in my own surfing on Steemit of communities kind of uh, putting themselves out there as to here this is what we do and things like that. So maybe do that as well. What do you think, Snekky?
Yeah, I like to mention my Discord as well in some of my posts, not all. And I noticed that when I do, people do join. So it's really a way to work. Yeah, and I think there's never too well. There's too much exposure, but I think that when you start a Discord and you want it to grow, you have to name it, name it, name it. And I also want to say happy Steam birthday to Crimson Clad. She just said that she is having her anniversary today.
Yes, I just saw that too. Yes, happy Steamiversary, Crimson Clad.
Happy Steam anniversary, happy Steam anniversary. Okay, I should
I
not
was
do that.
waiting for it. I was waiting for you to do it. That's awesome. A lot of people, I think, are having Steamiversaries right around now. Last year was awesome. I will say that. Last summer was a good time. It was a really fun summer last year. And it's still fun, but last year was. There was a lot of cool people that joined the Steem blockchain last year, and I'm glad to see a lot of them still here.
Yeah, I like the Steam anniversaries. I'm going on to mine as well.
You're going to be 2 years, right?
Yes, I'm so excited.
You're a veteran.
Yeah, I'm old.
All right.
I'm
Well,
a,
oh, what were you going to say, Stecky?
oh, I just wanted to say that I'm a Steemit cranny by now.
Right, I know. A year on Steemit is like 5 years in the real world. I don't know. It's weird.
It really is, yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, enough about us. This is the Steem Radio Show, but we're going to bring on our first guest if he is ready to go. So I'm going to try to move him back into the chat room here. So, Big Tom, I hope you're ready to go. That's your cue right there. So I'm going to move you. Let's see, you're in the broadcast room, so let's move you in here. And you should be all good to go. Welcome, Big Tom 13. How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I hope I'm saying your username right. Should we just call you Tom, or what do you prefer to be called? Big Tom, is that what you prefer?
Or just Tom, or yeah, I'm good with just about anything.
Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome to the show, Big Tom.
I am glad to be here.
And tell our audience, Tom, whereabouts in the world are you this evening? What country are you in?
Well, I am in Yuma, Arizona, USA.
All right, so joining us from the USA. How long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
Just right at the first of the year.
The first of this year? Sorry, you cut
Yep.
out for a little bit there. Okay, so you've been on the platform now about 6 months then.
Right.
All right, that's awesome. And how did you find your way here to the Steem blockchain in the first place? How did you hear about it, and how did you make your way here?
Well, a friend of mine, John Olson, is around quite a little. People know him from other places, and of course I know him from other places. I once worked for the man. Just sent me, I think probably on Skype or, and said, you gotta look at this place. And I took a look, and I liked what I saw, so here I am.
Now, why do you think he thought you might be interested in a platform like this? Like, I'm kind of curious why, he thought you might enjoy it here. Were you somebody who liked to, post blogs or create content or even, do the chatting and things like that? What were you into, do you think, that he thought you would like about it?
All of the above.
All of the above. Okay.
For for people, and I did some video work. I worked for TimTech, John Olson, for those guys. Work with them and some audio work. I have a face for radio. I'm way better on this venue.
I say that a lot too.
Yes, that's true.
Snekky, I think, would agree with me on that
one. No.
Yeah, that's
anyway,
funny.
And here I am. And
oh, you might cut out.
When I first started, I said I'd give it a year. Kind of feeling like a fixture. I like it.
So you wanted to give it kind of a year to test it out? Is that what you're saying?
I see people all the time in all kinds of venues that start and go like crazy for days, whatever, 6 months, and then never seen or heard from again.
Yeah, we do
my promise
see
to
that.
myself was that I was going to do it for a year.
Yeah, and that's a good goal. Actually, I like that. That's a good way to look at it. Try it out for a year, see if you like it. I mean, it's at least one of those platforms that, you don't have to put your own money into it if you don't want to. You can try it out and see if you like it. And that's one of the great things about it. And, of course, this is all just our own opinions. Do your own research. But it's cool to hear you say that you want to at least give it a year. I think that's a cool way to look at it.
Yeah. I'm a big believer. Get in line and stay in line. If you're going to do something, do it.
Well, that's a good way of thinking. Now that you've been here for a little while, what exactly are you utilizing the Steem blockchain for?
Blogging. Got 3, I guess, sort of projects going on my personal blog, and I also write for Exactly.
Okay. Now, what types
really
of things?
Good gig.
Well, that's cool. We can get into that if you'd like. Tell us a little bit about your personal blog first, though. What types of things do you like to post about?
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycle
cool.
Geek.
All right, so that's cool. So tell us a little bit about that. How does that passion affect your life? Do you travel a lot on your bike?
In fact, I'm leaving a week from yesterday for about a month.
Nice, big bike road trip, huh?
Yep.
Tell us where
I try to do it every summer.
Where are you headed?
In eastern Washington. That'll be my first stop. I have a family reunion there.
Okay, that's awesome. And so, are you documenting your trip on Steemit, like on your Steemit blog? Are you sharing your progress?
I certainly will. I'll do some GPS locating and almost live fire stuff. Video.
It's almost too bad if you could do a Steem meetup on the way or something, on your road trip, or maybe you could, if you put the Steem community of where it's maybe you want to go, or maybe you can make a meetup or something. That would be kind of cool.
I intend to. I am going to meet up with a couple people for sure, and area. I'll be posting about it, and hopefully others will too.
All right.
Bye.
So besides motorcycles, is that the main focus of your blog? Now, I don't own a motorcycle, but I'm curious, like, what types of things you like to post about in regards to that hobby. Do you like to just ride bikes? Do you, I don't know, are you into like building bikes or anything like that?
My own mechanic work, but I haven't posted a word about that. My Connie that's sitting outside here, and that's the name of a big part of my blog, is Travels with Connie. Never been in a shop, ever. Have maintained it and take care of it, and it's got 75,000 miles on it now and going strong.
Well, that's pretty impressive. You do your own mechanic work too, you said?
Absolutely. Changed the tire last night.
Have you ever had any like serious issues when you're traveling on a big road trip or anything like that? Or is it, you said you do these every year. What's the longest trip you've ever done on the bike?
12,000 miles one summer.
Wow, that's crazy. That is a lot of riding.
I was 15 years younger, and I'm probably not a 12,000 mile guy anymore.
Yeah, I can imagine. But I'm sure that experience, though, is pretty awesome. And I'm sure you could, put that into words and share that on your Steemit blog possibly, too.
Mostly what I post is a travel log. Places I've been, places I've seen. Get into, like, I did a series on the Salton Sea, which is one of my favorite places. I go there 2 or 3 times a year and camp, and anyway, a lot about the geology of the place. And now I'm currently on the North Rim of the Grand Canyon, which is also one of my favorite places on Earth.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous. I haven't done a lot of traveling in my life, and I would certainly like to. But it's cool to hear stories of people like you who are actually getting out there and doing something like that, a big road trip on a motorcycle. I'm sure that's a dream for a lot of people, to be able to do that type of thing. And so that's cool that you're getting to do that, and you can share it with everybody on your Steem blog.
Yeah, well, and I have focused myself towards being able to do this. Not make any sense, but I have, I've got good laptop and good skills. I won't miss too much time when I'm traveling. Some hours that I don't put in, but I'll post, and I'll do things exactly and whatever. Those will all get done.
I always enjoy reading travel posts, and when people share pictures they take during the trip, it feels like for just a brief moment that you're there with them. And I read a few of your posts today, and I have to say that I really enjoy them. You must have such an amazing life.
Well, thank you. I haven't said no very often. There's good news and bad news in that, but I'm ready. Let's go.
Where is somewhere that you would love to go on the bike that you maybe haven't gone yet?
I'm glad you asked that. Hopefully next summer, hopefully 2019, I will stop and see you.
That's right, because I'm in one of the Four Corners. They always talk about that.
Yeah, but I'm going to ride the maritime provinces in Canada.
Oh, even better. Yep. That's cool. So you want to go
to
Canada.
If I get the Four Corners again, it'll be one at a time.
Yeah, I've heard the stories of people doing that trip on a bike, and that's pretty crazy. They actually go to the Four Corners of the United States. That's quite a trip.
Get that done in 2 weeks, I might add.
Yeah, that's a lot of riding, but I'm sure it's amazing. I'm certainly envious of people who have the time, for one thing. I seem to never have enough time to travel. That's my problem. I need to work less, I guess. But hearing all the stories and seeing the posts, like Snekky said, and all the pictures and all that stuff is really cool. So, yeah, I definitely encourage you to keep sharing your travel stories.
Love it. It's a natural for me. There's something I'll probably develop. I am a geek. I mean, I know history and I know and real conversant. I wrote for a couple of years for a motorcycle blog, kind of a big time deal. And my job was history of bikes, specific models and tech details, and I just loved it. I didn't get paid much, you understand. I'm happy to be here, but I've got piles of files that I plan to develop into vehicles that everybody might be interested in, something special. First Harley Davidson V twin or something that others will understand.
Yeah, I'm not really well versed in motorcycles, but I'm certainly I think it will be really cool if you start sharing some of that on Steemit, because I really haven't seen a lot of motorcycle type content really. And I know it's a really, really big hobby, especially here in the U.S. There's lots of people that are into motorcycles and everything. I'm sure it's big everywhere, but I haven't seen a lot of that content though. So that's cool that you're doing something a little different.
Well, there's a fledgling motorcycle community. There's not very many of us, but there's, I don't know, maybe 10 people that are doing it on Steem. We actually have a little bit of communication between one another.
And maybe
cool.
you never know too. Maybe somebody will be listening to this and they're into motorcycling, and they'll say, "Oh yeah, I could kind of share about that." So I'm assuming you said that there's not a whole lot of people, so there probably isn't like a Discord community yet for you guys or anything.
Yes, a little bitty one.
Oh, well, if you want to share the link to that, feel free. There may be some people listening in the live audience tonight that are avid motorcyclists. I'm not sure, but if you want to share any links in the audience chat, feel free. Again, a big shout out to everybody who is listening in the live audience chat here on Discord. We are in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, which again is of course the home of the Minnow Support Project, and we are chatting with the live audience in the MSPWaves audience chat room. So a big shout out to everybody who's in there right now. And of course, if you guys have questions for Big Tom, certainly let us know in the chat. But yeah, Tom, if you want to share any links, go ahead. Go ahead, Snekky.
I have a question for Tom. Here it's very normal to do like a ride for the roses and, joint rides for good causes. Have you ever done something like that where you live?
Oh yeah, I've done a little of that. I support the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation for kids. There's a reason for that. We give kids rides. I'm on a motorcycle. My Connie, there's nothing little about my motorcycle. It's not very noisy, but it's a big son of a gun. You can get a kid on there and give them a ride, and it's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I really think it's something so special. I see it here too when they do it for the kids. You just give them this amazing day and they see it like this one big adventure, and yeah, I respect that really, really much.
Love doing it. I mean, it's big fun. Kids get eyes the size of pie plates, and they're just, everything is cool. I consider really ordinary, like you can see the speedometer and tachometer move. To a kid that's never seen that, that's exciting stuff.
Yeah, motorcycles are pretty cool, and there's so many different ones and different varieties, and the choppers and all the crazy stuff. I mean, I've never owned one personally, but I always have thought that they were pretty cool. So it's definitely cool to see somebody, creating some content that's a little different here on Steem. I think that's really awesome. And yeah, things like what you're talking about, the different charity rides, I mean, that's all great blog content, in my opinion, and especially if you can even help them out or something like that. I mean, that's even better. And, that's really cool that you can share that type of stuff. And let's see here. If anybody in the audience chat has questions for Tom, feel free to ask away. And of course, Snekky, if you got more questions for Tom, feel free.
And I don't know how to get me into the chat without losing the room, so...
you should be able to just jump right in the text one. Let me send you the link, Tom, and it shouldn't kick you out. One moment.
Always nice to experiment during a live show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a little bit afraid to push any buttons, you understand?
Oh, it's okay. We'll bring you back if something happens.
There's a question from Saipan. What is the longest distance you have ever ridden?
I've got several 1,000-mile days in. There's an organization called Iron Butts, and I am a member. 1,000 miles certified. You got to certify. 1,000 certified miles in 24 hours, or 1,536.
Oof. That's wild. That's a long way. What's the group's name again?
With the Iron Butt.
That's funny.
but they're the guys that sponsored the Certified Four Corners ride.
Oh, okay.
Really cool. They have a really cool deal that I've played at a couple times. The National Park Run. You know what a National Park passport is?
It lets you go to all of them, right?
You just buy the book, and then there's a place for like a Visa stamp in every park. Every park has a page, and you can stamp it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And the rules of engagement for the Iron Butt is you got to do 35 in 10 different states. So it's pretty cool. I've done it a couple times, and it's a neat deal.
Yeah, that's a lot of riding, but you get to see a lot of the country too, so that's really awesome. Yeah, that's really, really cool. Yeah, and that's a long way. That is a lot of miles, so, hats off to you. People are mentioning some Steem meetups that they think you should ride towards on your bike. I see Johnny's asking about Texas in July. I know Crimson said New Orleans in September. So
both are, Texas in July might be really, really on the table for me.
All right. It looks like Johnny's got something going there in the chat, so you'll have to try to touch bases with Johnny Clearwater.
Going to Eastern Washington, I got a family reunion. I'm going to hang around there until after the 4th of July with some people up there. And then I'm going to head for the Great Lakes.
Well, that'll be fun. And just to clarify, Johnny's may not have something officially going in July. I was just referencing what he was saying in the chat. So I saw he said hold on, so I'm not sure what he meant. So,
but like I said, and then now is to come home kind of a loop and end up riding in through Texas for part of it. Meet up with and Houston area. Kind of the plot and plan right now, all subject to change with me.
Right, yeah. That's with any travel plans, right? Go ahead, Snekky.
Have you ever done some touring in other countries like Europe, for instance?
Only in Mexico.
Ooh, Mexico sounds cool.
It is cool. Just a couple of chances. I had guys that I see more or less routinely. They're long distance riders, but we meet up together once in a while. One of them rode to the tip of Belize and back. Crazy man. I've gone to Cambodia, India for sure. I couldn't make either of those trips. I just did not have time the timing was wrong for me.
Well, maybe in the future.
Marvelous experiences. They buy small motorcycles, get over there and buy small motorcycles, and then at the end of the ride, after 3 weeks or a month or however long they were out, to a church. This was prearranged, but then the church had them to sell donations off their income tax. Worked out good.
Well, there you go. Tom, while we have you here, are there any projects or groups or anything you want to mention that are kind of Steem related while you're here?
Exactly, and some of the things I do there. I'm really involved. I came here first. I don't know if I ever told anybody that. I between Pal and exactly when I first, within a day of joining this, and I ended up gravitating towards not for any lack on part. I love this place. There are people here that I am really, really, really fond of. Anyway, there, I know you guys were talking about curating, and I'm fortunate enough to be on the day curation team, which is cool, and we're expanding it. Just as a by the by, I just love it. I mean, that's cool stuff for me. I get to read, 20 or 30 really pretty good posts a day. That's fun stuff as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Tom, your mic was cutting out a little bit there, but I heard most of what you were saying. So you're a curator now with Adzactly, so that's pretty cool. And you mentioned that when you first joined the platform, you found your way into PAL, and I'm sure that's a lot of people probably have that similar story. They do find their way into the Middle Support Project, and then they kind of spread their wings and find different groups, and that's okay, and that's cool to see the people stick around and venture into new groups. And I've joined Adzactly as well, and it's one of my many Discord servers here, this big list of Discord servers that I'm in. But do you want to maybe mention a little bit of what Adzactly is?
Exactly, so society. It's outside. It's not just Discord. People that aren't Discord members, that aren't on Steemit. It's, I don't know, 7 years old, I guess. Mork Rock's here. Mork could know more than me. It's about living. About instead of the bus except me, trying to bring everybody on the bus. I like the idea.
Yeah, and I've hung out in there a little bit, and the people are quite friendly and everything, and seem quite helpful and everything, and seems like the group's doing a variety of different projects and things like that, so that's always cool to see. If you want to share any links or whatnot in the chat, feel free. And they can find you on Steemit, right? It's at Big Tom 13, just Big Tom 13.
Absolutely, yeah. You mentioned one other person here that's in the room right now, Crimson Clad. One of the first people I made contact with, any place, anytime. And time, the woman's busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. Have stayed in contact some, and under the girl, I got to tell you.
Well, there we go. Crimson Clad shout out. Awesome. Yes, she does a lot for a lot of people here on the platform. So yes, shout out to Crimson. And it's their Steemiversary today.
I'm not gonna sing it again. Okay, one more time. Happy Steemiversary. Happy Steemiversary. Okay, that's it.
Well, that was cool. Any other shout outs you want to give, Tom, while you're here? We always give everybody that opportunity if you want to give any other Steemian shout outs while you're here.
I need to talk about the people that I work the closest with and exactly who I've, it's not about exactly anymore. It's about the people. Sense. Uh, Mark Rock, it's this Mew Mew, and Bronco Fan 99, who I'm going to try and see this summer. I don't know if our schedules are going to match up, but these are guys that I work with hand in glove every day. Just terrific. I just say it. They're wonderful, wonderful people to go with doing good stuff.
Yeah, and every time I'm in there, those are the same people who are always in there saying hello to me as well. So yeah, big shout out to them. Thank you for always being so friendly and courteous anytime I jump in there. Were there any other things, Tom, while you're here that you want to kind of mention, or any other, words for the audience kind of thing, or just, any other things you want to mention while you're here?
Give an advice guy. You can do your own research. I did the Snekky's disclaimer.
Always do your own research.
All right, Tom. Well, all right, let's take one last chance from the audience. Any other final questions for Tom from the live audience that is chatting with us on Discord in the Peace, Abundance, Liberty server, the Minnow Support Project? Anybody else have any final questions for Tom? Or Snekky, if you've gotten any final questions or comments. Let's see here. I see some people typing, so we'll see what they say. Let's see. Snekky, do you have any other final comments here for Tom before we say goodbye?
I am so jealous of the life. I want to ride too. I want to cross the whole globe on a bike one day. I own a bicycle, but it's not going so fast.
Around the world riders that I call heroes.
One day, maybe one day, but I want to say thank you for being with us on the show tonight. I really enjoyed hearing you talk about your passion, and I hope that we can all read soon some more travel blogs from you.
Hey, I promise to keep the travel blogs coming and keep them. And thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. This is cool stuff. I get to meet people that otherwise I would not have been able to. And I really appreciate that opportunity.
Well, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to join us, Big Tom. So everybody, again, you can check him out on Steemit. It's at Big Tom13. So Big Tom 13. All one word there, all continuous. Snekky will probably share the link one more time in the chat for us. Thank you so much, Big Tom, for joining us on the show tonight.
Oh, absolutely. My absolute pure D pleasure.
Have yourself a good evening. All right, everybody. So that was our interview with Big Tom. What'd you think of that, Snekky?
I'm jealous. I don't want to talk about it. I'm just jealous.
Yeah, motorcycles are pretty cool. I admit I'm not like the first one to get jumped up and down wanting to jump on one. I have I don't want to call it the fear factor, but they can be dangerous. I would certainly wear a helmet. That would be me.
Well,
but
I have been in a crash. It was not fun at all. So yeah, I understand the fear factor, but still, there's still something inside me that keeps screaming, to get on a bike again.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly would try them. I've ridden smaller bikes, like dirt bikes and things like that. So I mean, I certainly would try it. But the big choppers and the big giant ones, I'd have I guess I've just never done it, so I'd have to try it out.
I would love to go on a Harley Davidson, like a big chopper where you see those big tough men riding them with their hands up in the air because the steering wheel is so high. Oh, I want someone like that.
Yeah, we'd have to find you some kind of a snake chopper, like a.
Oh,
I'm
wouldn't that be
sure,
cool?
sure somebody can find a picture of a snake chopper.
Yes, somebody please find us a picture.
All right, everybody. So yes, you are listening to the Steem Radio show here on MSPWaves. It's certainly wonderful to have you all here with us. It is June 13th, 2018. And we are live right now. So if you're listening here on MSPWaves, it's about 6:45 Eastern Standard Time, which means it's about 10:45 UTC time. And we are here each and every week from 10 to midnight UTC time here on MSPWaves. So if you're just joining us, welcome. And it's certainly great to have you all here. I see a nice list of people here in the live audience chat. Big shout out to everybody who is listening. We certainly appreciate it. We're very grateful that all of you take the time to join us here on MSPWaves.
Yeah, it always makes me a little bit nervous, though, seeing all those names. Like, oh my God, they're listening.
You should be used to it by now. You're a professional now. You're like a pseudo-celebrity now, right? You're famous Radio Snekky.
Oh my Lord, don't say that. That makes it worse.
But yes, no, we certainly appreciate all of you joining us. And so as you've been hearing, we do interviews with different Steemians. And if you would like to join us on the show, you certainly can. Just send us a message on Discord, and we'd be happy to chat with you sometime here on the show. Z-Man found a chopper for you, Snekky.
Yes, with the perfect steering wheel. It's making me nervous just to look at that. How can you ever drive that? I mean...
Yeah, that's a good one. The handlebars are right up over his head. That's funny.
Oh, it's really cool.
Yes. Shout out to everybody in the audience chat. We love you too. Thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate it.
Oh, so much love going on.
But yes, if you'd like to join us, just send us a message. We hear all the time, as we always say, that people... I had somebody say it to me just the other day. Oh, well, I don't have anything to talk about. My story's boring. Or whatever, and it's like, that's not true. I guarantee there's something in your Steam story that is interesting and cool to hear about. So, don't be bashful. Don't think that your story is boring or something like that. We would certainly be happy to hear it. So don't be shy.
Yeah, no, none of the stories is boring. Everything has a different one, and that keeps it interesting. And no matter what you do, if you just blog or curate or anything, can be exciting.
Yes, I completely agree. And it's cool for people who actually have projects that they're working on. If you're in a community, or if you're, I don't know, if you're creating a witness, or if you are a witness, you can certainly jump on the show and chat with us. I try to encourage, anybody who has a project or something that they're working on that they would like people to know about, to join us here on the show. Of course, we're only going to promote lawful things and things like that. But Snekky's but if you got a community that you've started, like I said, if you're doing curation, or who knows, or a blog or something, certainly let us know. We'd be happy to talk about it here on the show, and hopefully maybe get some more people looking at your blog and checking out your projects.
Yeah, and you can also contact us on steemit.chat. I am not as much there, but I check it always a few days before the show. And you can also leave a reply on one of the show posts I post before the show. You can leave a reply there if you want to be a guest. And Main Event post the after show with the recording of the show. And you can also tell him there that you want to be a guest on the show, and we will contact you. We don't bite. Well, at least Main doesn't bite. I don't make any promises.
Yeah, you are a snake, so you're the snake.
Yes.
So I guess that's to be assumed that will happen, probably.
It can happen, We should add that to our disclaimer. Snackies can bite. Sometimes.
All right, everybody. So we had our first guest on the show, and now we are ready to bring our second guest on the show. Look at all these snakes and things in the chat, Snekky. There's lots of
Yeah, I
things
am
going on.
charmed. I really am.
Clayboyne's coming through with the images there.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, so I think our next guest is hopefully here and ready. Crystal, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome to the show.
Thanks for the invite.
And Crystal, I'm curious, how do we properly say your username? I want to hear you say it.
Just call me Crystal. In another chat room, there was another Crystal, so I just put Doctor Who fan so people called me Doc, and they could call the other person Crystal.
I see. Maybe Snekky can share the link there. There, she's already on it. Look at that. She's
I'm slithering fast today. It's good to have you on the show, Crystal.
Yeah, I've come to this show a few times and just in the audience and really liked them, and I've enjoyed it so far. And I know Snekky from the Wear shows I've seen her on.
Yeah, I've spoken to you a few times and listened to you as well. I always enjoy it when you share your your workout posts and stuff. It makes me so proud. You're doing, sharing that kind of content is very personal, and I take my hat off for you for doing that. I really enjoy reading them, and keep going with them. I want to see your end goal.
Yeah, the one thing I'm very passionate about is my fitness. At first, when I came on Steemit, I didn't think anybody would care about that. But then I really didn't know what to write, and I was just posting random things. And one day I did what I did for a workout, and people really loved it. It got a couple dollars. And for me, it was, wow, something got more than 5 cents. Maybe I should do this. And I've been doing it ever since then. And I also do contest posts. I love helping menus out and hand out tokens to upvote post as well.
And Crystal, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Whereabouts in the world are you this evening?
I'm in the United States, in the state of Maryland. I live in the countryside, so I really love taking walks around here. It's very peaceful.
Well, that's awesome. And how long have you been on the Steem blockchain so far?
Almost a year. I think I joined last July. I forget what place, like what day on July, but I know it was July.
Yeah, no, we were mentioning earlier how so many people joined last summer to the Steem blockchain. It was pretty amazing seeing all the different people joining around that time. How did you find your way here? Do you remember how you found out about it?
Yes, I used to watch Jerry Banfield because he did a lot of other things. I can't remember exactly the video, but then he mentioned Steem, and then all of a sudden he was all Steemit. And then I was like, what's this Steemit he keeps talking about? So then I went on YouTube and I found all these probably not there was a couple other YouTubers. Trevor and James once upon a time was on there. I'm talking about it a lot and how to help newbies on. And then it looked like it was a really cool platform for people who like to blog. And I was like, why kind of do a blog? It would be easier actually to get some traction. So I just came on here and checked it out.
So you were doing a blog before you joined Steem then?
Yeah, it was not like I was like doing daily blogs or anything. I just did it here and there while I was, when I wasn't working. But I was looking for something because at the time my grandfather actually had his health went really bad and I had to help take care of him. And Steem kind of allowed me to earn some money because my blog didn't make any money. But on here on Steem, I was actually earn money and actually take care of my grandfather, which was very helpful.
Well, that's an interesting story, and, that's wonderful to hear that you were able to, help him and also, earn an income a little bit too. And that's one of the great things that we always try to mention on this show is how this Steem blockchain, it's creating opportunities for people that maybe wouldn't be there otherwise, or maybe they weren't able to see before, because people can kind of just share their life, they can share their passions, and possibly be rewarded for it.
Yeah, and with Facebook and Twitter, it's become like a lot of trolls are on there all the time. I would post something about my fitness and somebody was like, what about this politics thing? I was like, what does that have to do with me talking about how many lunges I did today? So it was kind of refreshing for Steemit, because I find people that are on Steemit and Discord are very supportive. You might get a troll here and there, but nowhere near to what Facebook and Twitter are.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I've noticed too, and Snekky would probably agree too to this, that there's just more people here that seem to be more friendly and willing to help you. Like you said, of course, there's always going to be negative people out there who are just going to be negative. That's just how it is. But, in general, I have seen more positive and helpful people here than negative. Wouldn't you agree, Snekky?
Yeah, I do agree. And of course, like Crystal said as well, you always come across like at least one troll. And I like to think that your experience anywhere, doesn't matter where you are, is not complete without facing a troll every now and then. So it keeps it exciting.
Now, Crystal, now that you've been here for a while, do you post only about your workout type things, or what other things do you like to blog about here on the Steem blockchain?
Mostly recently it has been about my workouts, but I also love holding contests. I'm with the Whale community, and I will buy some and they will give me some like hair show tokens. That's a contest I'm currently doing. And it's 70 cents if you win the grand prize. And to some people that may not be a lot of money, but when you're only earning 1 to 5 cents and you get that little boost, that really gives minions that do really good posts out there, because there's a lot of people that have a lot of talent but that aren't seen necessarily. It kind of gives them like, okay, I'm earning a little bit, this will help me keep me going. Just a good encouragement tool.
Yeah, and it is cool to see the different ways that people are coming up with to try to help other people here on this platform too. That's one of the things I love about the platform, is just people are out there actively trying to help other people. Of course, they want their blogs and their content to do well also, but they're willing to, do things to help other people, and that's really cool to see. What types of things would you like to talk about while you're here? Because, we can kind of talk about your blog life or any other projects you're working on. What are some things that you'd kind of like to mention while you're here? I know you mentioned the contest and those things, but are there other things that you're working on?
Right now it's just contest and my fitness post. I can put a link to the contest post to see if anybody's interested of doing it. It's kind of funny because Snekky was actually featured in my most recent contest post.
Oh, nice.
I just read it. Thank you.
That's funny.
It's just happened that way.
If anybody has questions for her also in the live audience chat, feel free to mention that in the chat if you've got questions. So tell us about, your fitness regimen, if you want to share some about that. What are some of the things that you do on a regular basis that, you would like to share with us?
Right now I am doing the fitness program it's called 80-Day Obsession. And I can probably go back to like how I got started in it. I was actually 300 pounds. I was very obese. I was probably more than that, because once I hit the 300, I did not look at the scale. But then to a certain point, when I actually fit into my grandmother's clothes, which was more obese than I was having a lot of health problems, I'm like, okay, I can fit to my grandmother's clothes. I need to change this or I'm going to have serious health problems before I get to her age. So I just started walking, and I just kind of was winging it for fitness. I went on YouTube, try to figure out what would work for, my kind of size people, because typically there's not a lot of help for people my size. They're more like for, I want that six pack. So I just started walking, and then between walking and Zumba, and then I got into weightlifting, I lost over a few years, not right away, but over a few years, I lost 100 pounds, which was really hard. But, I got there. I got out. I'm not obese like I was anymore. I'm still overweight, 200 pounds now. But, when I get discouraged, when I don't see the scale moving down, I just think of where I was, and that keeps me going.
Yeah, and that's a big accomplishment, so congratulations for that. And I'm sure it's very inspiring to hear that as well for people who might be in a similar situation, and they're, looking for options. And, it's cool that you're able to share your story.
Yeah, I want to jump into that. I've heard her speak about this a few times on the wheelchairs, and she always inspires me. I'm a little bit overweight as well, and every time I read her post or hear her talk about it, the next day I try to do some sit-ups and I try to do some sports. It's not getting there. I need to get my ass moving a little bit more, but I really enjoy people who share their stories about this, their weight loss. It makes me so proud to follow her and to know her. And yeah, I'm really a big fan, Crystal. So thank you for sharing such a private, journey with us. It's really appreciated.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I try to inspire people. I try to write my best and hope I kind of show it. And I hope, somebody's inspired like you. And that makes me happy that people say, oh, you're really helping me to get going again, because I'm really struggling.
Yeah, stories like that can be very inspiring to others, and so I see other people in the chat commenting right now, giving you some praise and things, and I completely agree. It's a great thing that you're willing to share, as Snekky said, that private journey with others in hopes that it will kind of inspire them to do the same, maybe.
Definitely. And the post I did was my most recent post about the program I'm doing. As you can see, I use GIFs in there. I really found that people actually, other than pictures, I wish I could do video, but my phone just has issues. But I've been doing GIFs, and people really like that. They're like actually see an exercise move. They're like, wow, somebody that's overweight that may weigh more than me, they can do it. I think I can do that move. And that's what I have kind of used to showcase it to my workouts as well.
And I just asked in the live audience right now if anybody does have questions for you. And of course, Snekky, if you've got questions or comments, feel free to jump in here anytime. But if anybody in the live audience right now does have any questions for Crystal, certainly ask away. And let's see here. Crystal, are there other things you want to kind of mention about that you're maybe planning to do in the future that maybe people can watch out for or something like that?
I will probably, because as you guys know, Steam Monsters has been really kicking off. I am a little bit of a gamer, and I found that just a couple days ago, and I'm already addicted to Steam Monsters. I've been doing a lot of entering giveaways to get some free cards, so I probably would be posting about that soon. I really like that, and it's bringing the kid in me that used to play Pokemon trading game, card game, and the Yu-Gi-Oh game.
Yeah, I've certainly seen a lot about it, for sure.
There's a question in the audience.
Go ahead, Snekky.
Saipan is asking, Crystal, did you follow any particular program, or have you just been on your own journey with the weight loss and the fitness thing?
In the beginning, I just walked. I walked until I lost 30 pounds. So that's how I got to 270. For the extra 40 pounds, this is going to sound weird to some people, but it was all Zumba. Zumba is, if if you've seen it, it was a lot of dancing kind of thing. But, you know, when I did that first DVD after losing 30 pounds, it was hard and it really helped, that cardio. But then after that, you know, I stopped losing weight once I got 230 pounds. So that's when I got into weightlifting. I know some people think it makes you bulky, but I have never got any bulk from it. Actually lost, and my knee problems have gone away since I've actually done weightlifting. So I've been doing weightlifting mixed with cardio, and that was what I did. I kind of, when I did Zumba and I do the weightlifting, I normally do the DVDs. Do a lot of Beachbody programs right now. That's the current one I'm doing, 80-day obsession. So, you know, it's lifting weights and using bands and doing those kind of moves.
And do you also go to like a gym, or do you do everything at home?
Currently, I do everything at home. It's just my car's broken down, so I would have to use my bicycle to go to the gym, and that will probably make me a little tired in this heat. So since I have all the weights and all the stuff I need, I just do it at home because it's a lot cheaper, because the gyms around here are a little pricey.
Yeah, the same problem here. It's like if you can do it at home and you have the equipment, why not, right?
Yeah, I don't have fancy equipment. I've gotten it either from Amazon or Walmart. So like, you don't need to go to an expensive fitness store to buy your equipment. You can just get any kind of weights, you know, at, you know, cheaper discount stores out there. So don't feel like you have to get the very best. If you're on a budget, it can be done. And there's tons of workouts on YouTube that are free. Sometimes Zumba will go onto other YouTube channels to showcase out their programs and stuff. So there are ways. There's another fitness person where she just has walking programs. If you have, like, you know, really bad knees, you can't do like high intensity stuff and you can't go outside, there's walking programs. There's just so much out there for you.
Yeah, that's true. And you can also use, you know, things that you have in the house. Clobo just mentioned the water bottles. That makes me remember that I used to do my arms with Coca-Cola bottles. It's funny, really, because after that I drank it, you know, let's not go there.
That's funny. Yeah, I remember as a kid, I played hockey, and the coaches would tell us if we didn't have weights that we could just fill up milk jugs or water jugs, you know, and lift those. Yeah, so I mean, you can improvise, you know, but safety first, of course, everybody. So
Yeah, you can also use a bag of potatoes. You know, that's up to 5 kilos. You can do a lot with them.
Yeah, that's possible. Yep.
Just don't eat everything afterwards.
Yeah, and always ask your doctor before you do a program, of course, goes without saying. But, you know, just be careful. Don't jump to nothing crazy your first workout. I would say ease into it, because one time I was like, I lost 30 pounds. I can do this crazy program. And I learned very quickly that's not a good idea. Ease into it, and, you know, you will be able to do the harder stuff, which some of the stuff I was doing right now, like jump squats, I didn't think I could ever do because of my weight, and now I can.
Yeah, we certainly are not giving health advice here, everybody. So, you know, do your own research on that, as we always say with everything. But it is cool to hear your story and to see the progress and to hear about your accomplishments. So, again, congratulations on the goals that you've achieved so far on that.
Thank you. And I also want to mention Whale Shares, as I've mentioned. They're one of the communities I love because they have a poster promotion show, which really helps a lot of small people there. And that's probably one of the things I also love. That's one of the communities I'm probably most involved with. PAL was my first, which you probably get a lot. And Whale Shares was my second, and I try to, you know, the struggle of balancing the Discord servers. Sometimes one day you're only like in 3, and then before you know it, you're in 20.
Yes, that is the way it goes.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah, the struggle is real for that. But yeah, that's where I typically am, and I like the work over there because it's good to help a lot of people over there that are also struggling. It's like, well, here, if you enter this contest, here's some tokens if you do this or that. And one thing I liked about PAL was the grammar channel, because it's really helped me improve my grammar and my formatting, because QB's like, well, if you use this code, you can make your font gray. And I was like, oh, I never knew that.
If you'd like to share a link to the Whale Shares Discord server in the chat, feel free as well. I've ventured into Whale Shares many times. I know, Snekky, you have as well. And yeah, it seems to be a great community where people can hang out and chat, and they do the curation shows still, right? And that type of stuff.
Yeah, I go there a lot. Like it. I go there on Thursdays and Sundays and Mondays for the curation shows. And next to that, I just like to jump into chats and say hello. Next to MSP, Bell, this is one of the the Discords that are attractive to me. So I like being there.
I think I put it in there right. Yes. But yeah, there's it's like you just go in the chat room, you can promote your show in there. We also, those post promotion channels on Monday, there are creators that pick I think it's like 4, 5, or 6 posts or something, and they just talk about them, and they pick undervalued content from that channel from there, and they make sure people, they're only getting 5 cents but have this great travel post or something, and they kind of let you know about it, and it really helps the people that are struggling, and that's why I like it. It helps the small, because when you only earn 1 to 5 cents and you're like, well, nobody reads my stuff, why should I be here? It helps.
And yes, you did share the link there in the chat, so if anybody wants to check out the Whale Shares Discord, that's how you find it, is right on that link. And what else would you like to mention while you're here? Do you want to give any shout-outs, any Steemian shout-outs while you're here? We always kind of give everybody a chance to do that. If you have any Steemians you want to give a shout-out to.
I would probably say Crazy Krista. She was the one that really took me under her wing in Whale Share. She's made me addicted to making contests every week because I love giving out stuff to people, because I just love helping some great people. Yidnith, she's probably one of those other people that is like super talented here. And it's like, these people, the community, just thank for everybody who has supported me. And it, it makes my heart all warm and fuzzy. And I appreciate everybody that supported me and helped me and listened to me rants when I'm having a bad day.
Yeah, that community aspect of the Steem blockchain is wonderful. It's something I think all of us who are here and have been here for a little while can appreciate and would agree to, is that the friendships we're making here and the connections we're making with all of these people from all over the world that we probably would not have made otherwise is truly a blessing, in my opinion. And yeah, I agree with you. There's lots of people out there we can all be happy that we've interacted with here.
Definitely. Couldn't agree more.
Well, all right, everybody. Does anybody have any final questions here for Crystal? Or Snekky, do you have any more questions or comments for Crystal?
I have a comment. I just really hope that you will keep posting those contests. Excuse me. Those contests, and also your fitness, of course. I really enjoy it when people, give so much to the community. I really appreciate you as a person, and I just wanted to say that.
Aw, thank you. That was so sweet. Got all fuzzy aside again.
And also thank you for making your post and picking me. I'm blushing because of it. So I will leave a reply to your post after the show.
Oh yeah, I just love, because I was so hard to pick, but then I came across, when I was looking at my feed, I'm like, oh, that's so beautiful. Of course. I was like, I found my winner. And and it was like Yidnith, she's like super talented, and it's just like, I just love all the support you guys give, and Keep on doing what you do it.
I certainly will. Thank you.
Well, all right, everybody. We have been chatting with Crystal here tonight. Snekky, if you don't mind, you can share her profile link one more time. There she is. Look at that.
Ooh, slithering fast.
She's so good.
Thank you. Took a while.
All right, so that is the Steemit profile link, so you can certainly check her out there. Say hello, give her a follow if you'd like, and check out the blog, and show her some support, and maybe you'll learn something along the way. Crystal, any final words you'd like to give for the audience here before we say goodbye?
Thank you for having me, of course. And just if you're struggling on your fitness journey, don't get discouraged. Just the next day, do your best and just, forget all the failures. Just keep on going, because if you're living, you can still improve.
Well,
that are some wise words.
Thank you so much, Crystal, for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. So that was our interview tonight with Crystal, and Snekky did share the profile link a few times there. I won't try to pronounce the whole thing because I'll probably say it wrong.
Try it one time.
No, I'm not doing it.
Aww.
It's funny. I've been on the radio for a long time, and I have to say names and things like that a lot when I'm on the radio, and that's one thing that I have always kind of struggled with, is pronouncing names correctly. I don't know why. It's just one flaw I have as a radio personality. For whatever reason, I read names, and I always, for some reason, say them wrong. So I won't even try to pronounce it. But certainly check it out.
I think it's Crystal Pacheco 30.
Okay, that sounds right. That sounds right.
Let's hope so.
And that's probably how I would say that. Yeah, now that I'm looking at it. But yes, she says you're correct. So.
Phew.
Crystal Pacheco 30. All right.
There you did it. You did it.
Yeah, that's what PRFM says. Best quality for host, to call the guests by the wrong name. Yeah, that's what I'm here for, guys. That's my job.
Oh, maybe you should read the whole list of people just to see how it goes.
We're gonna do that right now. Okay. Here, let's see how bad I do. All right. Oh man, there's a couple good ones.
Good luck.
So Alex P. Morris, I see that. Is it Azid? I don't even want to. I don't know how I would say that one, but Aziz, how you doing? Breeze, Bushkill, Clayboyne, Crimson Clad, Freedom Exists, Globocop is there. I see Gray 580, Marianne West, who is going to be our next guest on the show tonight. I see Mavericks out there, Nico. Who else is out there?
Ot Ra, PRFM, Rondon, Saipan Daimashi, Skasi or Skaswave Photon, Shadows Bob is here, Soundwaves Photon, and I see Yitnet.
And I'm sure there's others listening right now on MSPWaves.com, so a big shout out to all of you. And, maybe if you're listening after the fact to the show recording, this is, of course, live right now if you're listening on June 13th. But if you are listening to the show recording after the fact, thank you, of course, for listening. Big shout out to all of you. Lots of people here tonight. It's great to see.
Yeah, it's a full house. I like it. It makes me nervous, but I like it. Oh, and I see C-Man369 is here as well. Lexicon 082. Oh, all the numbers. What's with all the numbers?
Well, it's great to have all of you here with us, and if you did miss any of the show tonight, or if you have to leave early or something like that, I will be posting the full recording on my Steemit blog later this evening. So right after the show, I'll be sharing the full show recording. So feel free if you want to show some support. Snekky also put out a post earlier today about the show. So you can always leave some comments there, leave us some feedback. If you want to show it some love with a vote or whatnot, that's totally up to you. We appreciate it, of course. So she usually will do a show post, and then I usually will do one later on with the recording. And so certainly show those some love if you like the show.
Yeah, and the feedback. We always like to get some feedback because we might do this for a year. Well, you are doing it for almost a year. I'm a little bit shorter than that, but we can learn. If you have nice ideas, just share them. That goes for all the shows, by the way.
Yeah, we always appreciate feedback. If you think we should be doing something a little different, or if you enjoy the show, certainly let us know. And again, as we mentioned earlier in the show, we'd be happy to have you as a guest here on the broadcast. So join us on the Steem Radio show.
Yes, be our guest. Let us lure you in. And we have cookies.
All right, and we have one more guest here to go on the show.
Really?
We do.
Really?
We do.
I know who it is.
So, Ma1ne West, I hope you're ready. I'm going to bring you into the live on air room here.
I'm ready.
Ah, she's ready. Welcome. Welcome, welcome.
You hear me?
I can, yes. It's great to have you here with us.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Absolutely.
Hi. So great to be here.
Welcome to the show, and remind our listeners whereabouts...
To talk about.
Yeah, whereabouts in the world are you this evening? What country are you in?
Marianne, can you hear main event?
And
Oh,
I can hear you, but I can't hear him.
Oh, dear. Can you remind our guest from where in the world you are?
I am from San Diego, so this is a famous San Diego accent. Yeah, I do live in San Diego, California, but I was born and raised in Germany, so that's where the voice is coming from, in Germany. So that's why I came to California.
I always love good accents. I have a thing for it.
I think we all have an accent,
No.
If-
Everybody else has an accent. I don't have an accent.
Oh, okay, I got it. You're the norm. Yeah, accent free. Yay!
Absolutely, 100% accent free.
Love it. So did we lose Maine? Is it now you and I, the girls show?
I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Snekky?
So come up a little bit, but I don't hear anything.
Snekky, do you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you 100%.
Okay. So, but Ma1ne, you can't hear me?
Hear you, but I can't hear Maine at all. So
That's really weird. I don't know why that would be.
So ask me questions and I will answer them. Just don't make them hard. Make them easy.
You can handle it, Snekky. You got this.
Oh my God, Maine is talking and you are talking, and then he says that I should do the work. He is the interview guy.
Let
so this is going
me
to
try
be
one
very
thing.
funny.
Let me try one thing. Tell her I'm gonna move her back into the broadcast room and bring her back in and see if maybe that will fix it. I'm not sure, but okay.
Okay, he is going to move you to the other room again and pull you back in and see if you can hear him then. So don't worry, we're not kicking you out. You're brought back in right away.
All right, let's try that. So can everybody else hear me? You can hear me. Can the audience hear me?
I can hear you.
I don't know why
yes.
she can't hear me. That's really weird. Live radio, I guess.
Now
Okay.
I can hear you.
Oh, hi, Ma1ne. Can you
Can
hear
you
me?
hear me now too?
Yes. Can you hear me? Can she hear me? Ma1ne, can you hear me?
Hello.
Ma1ne, can you hear me? Earth to Ma1ne. I don't know, Snekky.
Oh,
this is weird.
Dear.
It's
this
on
is
her end.
live radio,
It's on her
people.
end. She might have muted me or something. I don't know.
Can you hear? Can anybody hear me now? Or no?
We can hear you. Can you click on main event's name and see if you maybe by accident muted him?
I think
because
she
you don't want
muted
to talk
me.
to
I
him.
didn't-
Or...
I didn't touch anything, so
I don't know, Snekky. You might just have to ask some questions. You know what
see
kind of
his
questions to
light
ask.
come up, but I can't hear anything.
You got this, Snekky. Show us your radio pro.
This is going to be
We can
so exciting. Yes, we are going to swing it. So, Ma1ne, can you please tell us what you do here on the platform and how you found out about the platform in the first place about Steemit?
So I found out actually on Facebook. I have a podcast and we have a Facebook group with that. And somebody said, "Oh, I heard about this new platform, Steemit." And we had been talking about cryptocurrency. My co-host of the podcast is really into cryptocurrency, and I just never felt it was something I could justify to buy some. With the idea that you only want to invest if you can actually lose that money. And I was never in a situation like that. So I jumped onto Steemit because I figured I can earn it. That's very cool. And the minute I got on, it felt like a network I was on before called Zoo appeared from the world, but it felt like a lot of forward thinking, really interesting people on. And you guys mentioned already before how people on Steemit really like to help each other and build community and stuff. So it was like, whoa, I came home. Because it's such a different atmosphere from Facebook or any of the other ones. So I was like, yay.
Yeah,
This is great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a huge difference. I noticed that myself too. Yeah, it's amazing, right? So how is your experience so far? And you said you were on a different platform as well. Were you a content creator before you joined Steemit?
Yes, I have had a podcast now for 3 years, and we have a website associated with that. And, you do all the social media stuff to promote the podcast. So I'm still kind of on all other platforms too, like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter and all of that. But really, after I got onto Steemit, I was like, I'm so tired of those other ones. I don't even want to go there. So I'm there, but not, if that makes sense. And so as far as content creation, it's a podcast, which comes out pretty much weekly, and blog posts to go along with that. And so coming onto Steemit, coming here to promote the podcast, and then I got put into a completely different direction. So I started that free write initiative, which kind of to encourage people to write every day. It has turned into this vibrant community, and we have our separate at Free Write House or a Free Write House. It's all about community building and doing contests and just having fun together.
Yeah, and I was wondering about the free write because you started that, and how do you get the inspiration to come up with new subjects to write about, pictures, or where do you find that? Is that something that's inside yourself, or do you look at others, or where do you find it, and where can we find it?
Well, you can find it on my profile. So at mariannewest, and every day I'm posting a prompt. I started it, I used to write a lot, and I have taken writing classes, and free writing is one of those things which just allows you to open your non-judgmental part of the brain, because most people which are getting into writing are very self-critical. I think a lot of people here can relate to that. And we write and then we go, oh, it's not good, or we don't even get to the writing part, just look at the empty screen and try to find inspiration. So when you have that permission that it doesn't have to be good, it just allows you to go for it. And I had been wanting to do it, but at the same time, I didn't want to commit to some every day. And I came across Improv. So his handle is IMPROV, no E at the end. And he was doing some free rides. So I said, hey, do you want to do it together? You can do 1 week, I do 1 week. And he said yes. And I've done it every day, but it's all good. At the time, he was expecting a baby while his wife was. But you know how that goes. When you have a new baby coming into the family, you get really busy. And then your question, how do I find the prompts? Some of them just in my head. So beginning, what I did, I was sitting down and just coming up with 50 different prompts and put them on a spreadsheet to make sure that it's not the same thing every day. You know, like maybe it's a fruit name for one day. Like I say apple to you. And then whatever comes to your head, you write down. And people have the option to either clean it up after if they want to. If they don't feel it's post-worthy, they can just drop it in the comments. So, you know, some people have blogs which are very specific, so they don't want to clutter it up with which has nothing to do. Like, let's say Crystal is all into fitness. And hey, shout out to Crystal. Losing that much weight is amazing. I'm just like really in awe. Think just to come to Crystal right now. If you're heavier, it's much harder to exercise. And I think a lot of people which have never dealt with weight stuff don't know that. So I just really think you're doing fantastic. So I had to get it off my chest real quick.
That's so sweet.
But hey, and I wanted to give a shout out to Tom too. So, and Snekky, you were saying how you wanted to do that, but you only have a bicycle. Riding bicycles is a lot of fun too, you know, and you get to see more of your environment. So, my bike from San Diego to Oregon, and it was great, you know. And you're in Europe where people actually don't drive over you when you're on a bicycle. Because in the States, nobody cares, you know, cars are like bigger and they just drive you off the road half of the time. So yeah, do it. We should have a Steemit bike trip to Europe. I think that would be fun.
Yeah, that might be fun. Main Event is going to try a little something, so we might lose connection for a little bit.
Right.
Okay. Can you hear me, Marion?
I can hear you.
Wow. Okay. Well, there we go. It's fixed. Carry on, Snekky. You got this.
What? I need a break right now.
I'm just kidding.
It was hard work.
No, I wore you out. I'm so sorry.
You did a great job. Everybody in the audience chat thought you did awesome.
Thank you.
And I have no idea why you couldn't hear me. All I did was disconnect and reconnect. So that's really strange that only you couldn't hear me. Everybody else could, but you couldn't.
No, I have a real talent to not be able to do tech well. And I didn't touch anything. Okay. So it's just things work for other people and they don't work for me, which was very frustrating when I first got onto Steemit because, you know, it's not an easy platform to learn. Ready tech savvy, which I'm not. I was more into the whole homesteading and sustainable living and garden and blah, 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 you know. So sitting on the computer for many hours a day, which I have been doing with Steemit, is kind of new for me. And PRFM, I'm doing a shout out for you. There we go. He asked. Or she. I don't know. Are you a she or a he?
I think it's a P.
Right.
P.
There you go.
I'm not going to say it. He's a he. He's a he. I was right.
And Vladivostok. See, I'm like you, man. I can't say names at all, so it's terrible. I have butchered like names of my guests so many times. You're saying that Steemit will make you tech savvy really quickly, and that's really true. But I still have a long ways to go. So any hints, tips, I can use.
Yeah, before joining Steemit, I mean, I used to use, like chat programs and stuff years and years ago, but I hadn't been in any kind of chat communities for a long time. So it took a long time to get used to even just using like Discord type programs and posting blogs and all of that stuff. Like you said, it's not something we were really doing all that often before. So it was an interesting transition, and learning about all of this blockchain technology too, and everything behind it, and how it all works. I mean, it is a lot to learn, like you said.
I still have a long ways to go. So I think I understand Steemit a little bit better. I'm still not an expert in Markdown, but at least my blogs look semi-okay most of the time. Is Shadow Pup still here? Yeah. So we are both in the Alliance, and we have like a get-together where people drop a blog. It takes it. And that day I was so tired, and I'm running this contest. It's a free write house right now where people do a free write and then do a selfie, which has to do with that. So if you see a snake, for example, then you have to do a selfie with with a snake. And then on Saturday, I do another thing where you have an option of using 3 prompts, one after another, and create like a story which goes into a new direction. When you start out, you only have 1 prompt and you write for 5 minutes, and then you get the second prompt. And so I was trying to listen to the chat. I was posting 5 posts like in a matter of half an hour. And I messed it up so bad. And that's a post engine pull to put into the, critique thing. So I was very embarrassed. So those things happen. I'm definitely not an expert on that. And Shadow, do a selfie with Shadow. You can do that. That's easy. Yeah, so some days I'm doing pretty good, and other days it's like, what am I doing?
Now I'm looking at your blog right now, and it looks like you're utilizing DLive a bit. How's that going for you?
I'm utilizing it, but I'm not live on it yet.
Oh, I see.
So yeah, and I was just going to say, is anybody here knows how to do it live? Because I think if you're on your computer, it's pretty easy to go live. But most of the things, videos I've been taking from my phone, did sign up for a program where I supposedly can do it. And I followed all the steps. And did I mention that tech and I do not get along? So I followed all the steps and nothing worked. So that's my story with DLive. But you can actually upload just like you would do to D2.
Yeah,
Is
and I think
easier.
I think you should get into contact with Yitnet. I know she's for one who is doing the live streams on DLive, so maybe she can help you out there. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because we do like drawings for winning memberships in Steem Basic Income quite a bit. And I wanted to live stream it yesterday. And I was just like, oops, I have no idea how to share my screen, how to do those things. But that's kind of one exciting thing about Steemit, that there's always something new to learn and coming up. Overwhelming, but it's also fun.
Yeah, I'm just happy that I have a main event on my side, because when we do, you can also ask main event, by the way, because we did the live streams together a while back. We should do that again, Main. But he does all the tech stuff. I am tech. We don't go together as well either.
Yeah, I do all the tech stuff, and it doesn't work. No, just kidding. Just kidding.
But you made it work. See, that's the difference. You made it work.
That's true.
For me, it doesn't work, and I have no idea how to fix it. So
Rondon
that's
helped
a big
us out
difference.
there. We got to give a shout out to Rondon for helping us out on that one.
Thank you, Rondon.
But as far as DLive streaming, I know how to do it with a computer. I have not done it with like a phone though. So, and I could imagine that would be a little bit more challenging, just because, phones don't have the best, bandwidth and things like that. And I know you do you would probably need some kind of a software program on it and things like that.
Right.
So I personally have not done it with a phone yet. So I wouldn't be able to help you there, but as far as, doing it with a computer, I could probably help you out. But there's got to be like some kind of a video tutorial out there, and maybe if somebody's in the chat, like as we mentioned, Rondon's saying you can only do it with Android. So I'm not sure if you
said there is an iOS one, and I downloaded the software, which supposedly you can connect it to DLive and to Vimeo and some other ones too. But yeah, I have to figure that out right now. Yeah, I don't have an Android phone.
There's a post in that, trying to figure out how tech works. Make videos of that. Might be really cool.
Oh, we can write a year's worth of posts on that one.
Absolutely.
Trying, not succeeding.
That's funny.
There's no wrong in failing, right?
That's right. Well, failing, there is no thing as failing. It's just learning opportunities, right?
I have to agree with you on that. Yes.
Yeah, it's just something else to learn. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the Free Write House, because actually we are running a contest today. It's open for another 6 hours or so. And all people need to do is recommend a free write they read from somebody, so it cannot be their own, and leave a comment of 50 words. And then they're entered in a drawing for Steem Basic Income. And we do that every Tuesday. So it's an easy way to... I'm assuming you all know what Steem Basic Income is, right?
I haven't heard of it, no.
I know it, yes.
Want me to tell you what it is?
You want to explain it a little bit? Yeah, we've got a few minutes here, yeah.
It's an initiative by Joseph Savage, and the idea is that it takes one Steem to buy a membership, and you basically sponsor somebody into the program, and at the same time you sponsor yourself. And for each share, you get a little bit of a vote. So if you have only one share, your vote is not going to be very high, but you get a vote for a lifetime on each one of your posts. And if you end up with, 50 shares, which it's easily done, then so it's a Free Write House. I don't know exactly how many shares we have, but we have sponsored quite a few people. We get like an 11-cent vote on every single post. So the idea is it's a win-win situation. So every time you help somebody else, you're actually helping yourself too. And he started that initiative maybe 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. I really like it because, so many, we all know it's not easy to get the votes. A lot, there are only few whales out there and lots of people looking for it. And like me, the free writers, a lot of newcomers to Steemit comes there and participate and get going, and then they move on or they come back. But most of them have no voting power, so you might get 100 votes on your post and it's 5 cents, right? And so it's nice to know that you can count on that vote coming in. And for me, as a contest, I like it better to give that away because it's like the gift which keeps on giving. If I give somebody a SPD or it might sit there. If they leave the platform, then it just is going to sit in their account and never do anything. If they stay and I give them a Steem Basic Income, they're going to get a vote on all the posts, and it's going to grow and grow and grow. And then for me, it's of benefit as well.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept, like people are mentioning in the chat. It's certainly interesting, and people can do their own research on that and check it out if that's something they're interested in. Snekky did share the link as well. So yeah, no, that's an interesting project, and the free write stuff I think is really cool as well. I think it's cool that you're inspiring people to leave comments, and a long comment too. You said at least 50 words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I count. If somebody has less, I give them a reminder. Because I mean, when you first come here and you come from some like Facebook, it's all about just dropping stuff, right? It's not about well, some people have conversation, but a lot of social medias are not geared towards having interaction and actually building community. And I feel the difference on Steemit is that you need to be in community to be successful here. If you're only all about me, there are few who can operate like that because they have tons of SP in their wallet and people just go for them because they want to be rich too or something. But for the rest of us, oh, Snook is here. She says me. She is a rich one. Everybody follows her because she's rich. Now, if you don't know Snook, she's the sweetest thing on the whole earth. You hear that, Snook? She's super supportive to so many people. So big shout out to her.
Were there any other Steemians you want to give a shout out to, or anything else you want to mention here while we have a few more minutes?
I have lots of them. So I don't know if we have enough time. So definitely shout out to the two of you for doing this. This is very cool. And Shadow is in here. She is amazing. She is helping like so many people getting recognition and building community, and somebody who doesn't get scared. When we had also Flag Wars where there was a certain doggy who misbehaved and a cat and stuff, she was just standing up to him. And shout out to Ingenuity, who is also a witness, and he started the Alliance, is another person who is helping tons of people. Their list, because there are so many amazing people on this platform. Top Knob, she has helped me a lot. And her and DS Wickles and Taduche and one more person started Steem USA and really are trying to support the communities there. And then Richard, I think that's the names. I don't know how to pronounce names. He started the MAP project, MAP, which is also encouraging people to produce good content, and they are being rewarded, or you can get 200 SB delegations. So it's helping a lot of newcomers. Definitely has helped me in the beginning a lot. They have helped so many people getting started. Do we have 2 more hours for shout outs? It's just, I'm so blown away with how many great people are in here. And, I really could go on and on because people are just amazing.
Yeah, it's certainly a great thing, and a lot of communities out here and a lot of great people. And yeah, no, it's great to give a few shout outs to them. And, we certainly appreciate you taking the time to join us on the show tonight so we can learn a little bit more about you. And, it's been certainly wonderful having you here with us. Poetic Snake, did you have any more questions or comments for Marianne? Is Snekky still here?
She's here.
Oh, my Lord. I was pushing the wrong button. How funny is that? So I was telling and saying to nobody that I really loved having you on the show. I loved the enthusiasm in your voice and the things that you do. The free write is amazing. And if you want to share a link to your Discord, you can share it in the chat if you like.
We don't really have our own Discord because I just felt having a Discord and making it good is like taking a lot of time. And we were fortunate enough to be invited in by the Isle of Wight. So we have a room in there. Hey, Snook, you're good with getting links. Can you drop that? Because it takes me forever to find things. But yeah, so we have the free ride rooms there. But to tell you the truth, a lot of the free riders, we are very social in our interactions with our posts. And we're not hanging out that much in Discord. So most of the Discord out with is others, like the Alliance. I just joined you, Snekky, in the but you're snaked. And yeah, I like so many of us. I have probably, who knows, 50 like Discord tabs, but difficult to be in too many of them. So I'm kind of in Southern California Steemit because that's local, and we're trying to do local meetups because I think that brings the whole Steemit experience to another level again if you actually meet people in person. And otherwise, I check in with things, but I most of my time on Steemit interacting there. So thank you. Oh, here's the I Love Ride. And we have the free ride retreat or some in there, but really most of the fun and going back and forth and choking and stuff happens on our actual free rides that we talk to each other.
Yep, and we got the link right there in the chat, so yeah, people can check that out if they're interested, and we certainly appreciate you, taking the time to be on the show with us tonight, Marianne. It was a lot of fun.
Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it was really great to have you on. So thank you for being with us.
All right, everybody. So that was our interview tonight with Ma1ne West, and you can certainly check her out on Steemit at the link that Snekky just shared in the chat. So certainly a lot of fun chatting with her, wasn't it?
Yes, I really, really enjoyed it. Got a bit scared there, when she couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I really have no idea why that was. That was really strange. I've never seen that kind of a glitch before where everyone else could hear me but her, and all I had to do was leave and come back, and that fixed it. So that was kind of a weird thing. You handled it just fine.
I certainly hope so.
Rondon says he's seen it. Well, everybody, Rondon says, good job, Snekky.
Oh, thank you, Rondon.
You could handle it. I know you could.
Well, I still don't want to do it alone, so you better, be here, like always, and do the tech stuff, because if I had to do this alone and there would be technical problems, oh, no.
You'd be fine. But anyway, thank you so much to everybody who's been tuning in tonight here to the Steem Radio Show. I've seen a lot of different people jumping in, and some have stayed, some have had to leave. But, big shout out to everybody who has been here with us this evening here on June 13th, 2018. And let's see here. I guess we can run through the list one more time. I see some different names in here now, so... I see Alex P. Morris, I see Azes, Breeze, Crimson Clad celebrating her 1-year anniversary on Steemit. I see Crystal still out there. It was great to chat with her tonight. Doghouse. See, that's a name that wasn't here earlier. Shout out to Doghouse. Great show with Bucky Dirtle on MSPWaves. I see Globocop, who did a great job with our show handover tonight. Thank you to Globo, everything he does for us. I see Gray still out there listening. Who else do you see, Snekky?
I see Ma1ne West, of course, Maverick Invictus. I see Maxi. Hello, Maxi. And I see Ponder Pony. It's been a while that I saw him. PRFM is still with us, of course. Rondon. Hello, Rondon. And Saipandamashi is still with us as well. And I see a new name, Sandman. Welcome, Sandman.
Shadows Pub, and I see Snook still out there. Soundwaves Photon, Vlad is out there, and Carrie Allen with some cool font. How do you do that cool font with your name? That's pretty fancy.
Ooh, I want that too. Gimme, gimme, gimme.
So yes, big shout out. Of course, there's probably people listening on MSPWaves.com also, so big shout out to all of you. And we really appreciate all of you joining us each and every Wednesday night here on MSP Waves. We are live from 6 to 8 Eastern Standard Time, which is 10 to midnight UTC time. And of course, if you can't catch the live show for whatever reason, I do share that on my blog on Steemit afterwards, the full recording. So you can listen to the show after the fact if you, for some reason, can't listen to us live. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, if you're new to MSP and new to MSP Waves, certainly head over to MSPWaves.com and you can check out the full schedule of all the different radio shows that are now on MSP Waves. There's many of them. And when there is not a live show on the air, we have what's called the Steem Mix playing, which is all Steem musicians on MSP Waves. And I think that is really awesome.
Yeah, that is really, really cool. I like to jump in and listen to that and just, get, surprised at who you're listening to. There are some amazing artists out there.
And I forgot, yes, shout out to anyone who's listening on DLive, too. Big shout out to anybody who's listening on DLive. The MSP Waves Steemit profile is streaming on DLive now, so you can check that out. Rondon just shared the link. So yes, we're also on DLive too. So there's many places that you can hear MSP Waves, that you can hear this show, the Steem Radio show. And again, I do post the recording on my blog afterwards. So lots of chances for you to hear us. And Globo saying the Steem Mix is courtesy of Soundwaves, Photon, and Rondon. Yes, both of them doing a lot of work to get that up and going. And I know a lot of people are appreciating that. And they are enjoying it too. A lot of awesome music from Steemians, which is really awesome.
Yes, sorry, I was laughing at Maxi. There's no video of Snekky. Nope, there's no video of Snekky.
It might be coming. Rondon mentioned that he wants us to do something too like that. So maybe we'll start doing some live video on our show. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh man, that means that I do have to do my hair before the show. It's like messy right now. I like it that way.
You'd have to be the Snek instead, maybe.
Oh yes, I can also. Oh, what about me doing it with my hand puppet?
Right, that's what I mean.
Yeah, I like that idea.
So everybody, as we always say, this show is, of course, just for strictly entertainment purposes only. Everything we talked about on the show tonight is just our opinions. We are not experts of anything. So, we are not financial experts. We are not health experts. We are not trying to give you any kind of advice. This show is just for entertainment purposes only. Of course, MSP Waves Radio and its owners take no responsibility for the opinions or statements made by the talk show hosts or our guests. Statements and show topics are not necessarily the beliefs of the radio station, and the material you hear on the Steem Radio show is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only.
Always do your own research.
Always do your own research.
Yes.
Rondon asked if this is the disclaimer advice. I don't know. I'm just telling you, do your own thing. Don't listen to me. So.
Or me. Don't listen to me either.
Yeah. So there we go. There we have that. So we're gonna get going here in just a couple of minutes here. But Snekky, any final comments here for the end of the show?
I would like to say thank you for everybody who joined us, the interview people who were here. Wonderful, wonderful persons. Really enjoyed it. Thank you for everyone in the audience. It's really appreciated that you support us by being here and, giving us little messages here and there and give us some feedback. So thank you all for that. And I really, really hope that you will all join us again next week.
And Snek, if you'd like, go ahead and share our Steem profiles in the chat so people can follow us on Steemit if they would like. We always appreciate it. We both are active curators on the platform for a variety of different curator groups, as well as Snekky's group, her You Got Sneked project. And so, if you're interested in supporting curators, we're always posting compilation posts and things like that, with a variety of different Steemian content on there on both of our blogs. So certainly check those out. And, again, we always do posts about the show. So if you like to support the show with feedback or re-steams or whatever you'd like to contribute with, we certainly appreciate that. We both do some different variety of posts on our blogs about the show. So check those out. And, of course, our original content, too. Snekky's a very talented artist. She's been doing some photography lately as well. I like to do some photography and nature videos and things like that. So you can check us out if you'd like. We do have, I believe, Saipan Damashi coming up next here on MSP Waves. He's going to be doing the Dancing Dreamers show. So check that out next here on MSP Waves. And, of course, check out the full schedule on mspwaves.com. This is the Steem Radio Show on MSP Waves with your hosts, Main Event and Poetic Snake.
That's me.
Have a great night, everybody, and we will see you next week. Take care.